And this technology is moving so fast and it's getting so amazing. A lot of people that put information out on what's new in AI, a lot of that is noise because you can't do anything with it. What you need to know is what's been working and what people are actually getting results from.
Welcome to the Ascend Your Success podcast. Whether you're just starting out or are a veteran looking to grow your business, you're in the right place. Join us to learn how to achieve financial freedom while working and living life on your own terms. Hear valuable insights, strategies, and interviews with successful entrepreneurs. Get ready to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. Ready? Let's go.
What's going on, guys? My name is Wyatt Reed, and this is the Ascend Your Success podcast. And today, I get to interview my friend Richard Roop, who is an OG in this game. I'm super excited about this. This is someone who I've looked up to for a long time, and I know a lot of other people have looked up to you for a long time. So make sure you get your pad and your pen because we're about to get rolling on it. Richard, thank you so much for coming on. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you kind of got started in this before we kind of dive off into the AI?
Yeah, it's going to lead into the AI conversation because that's what it's all about today. And so I'll give you a quick journey on how I got here. But I got started with neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Okay. I was the marketing director for a company that we built starting in 1988. For 6 years, I built NLP.com, Advanced Neurodynamics. And then I learned from all the best marketing gurus. So I'm a marketing guy, right? I think that's the key to any business. I think you would agree with that. And so that's where that was the solution for building that business. So I studied with all the gurus, Dan Kennedy, Jay Abraham, Ted Nicholas, Gary Halbert. And I became a marketing expert. I got so good that I decided to leave the company, sell my shares back, and go and work with any type of business. Because once you understand marketing, you can market anything. And real estate is not investing because typically you're not investing your capital. It's about marketing your services, right?
Right.
So a lot of people don't get that. So you want to become a marketing expert. So I became a marketing consultant and I was just trading my time and expertise. I loved it, but I wasn't leveraging myself. And then I got into real estate. So I got some courses. I went to an event with Ron LeGrand many years ago, 1896. First, I got the Carlton Sheets course off TV in 95. I thought it was kind of weak. So I searched creative real estate investing or buying, property, no money down. And I wound up at Ron LeGrand's convention where I bought all of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I started buying a house a month. Within a couple months, I started buying a house a month every month until I bought over 500 houses. Okay.
Jeez, that's awesome.
And that's not flipping houses. That's buying and owning them. But I did sell, I was buying and selling, but I was trying to keep them. Okay. So it was more of a creative approach. And I don't like the fix and flip. If it's a great deal, I want to sell it as is to someone who's going to buy it from me later and let them fix it up. Right. Or if it's a really good deal, I don't want to wholesale it because I want to keep it. So that's kind of where I come from. But then everybody wanted to know what I was doing because I would be called up on stage at different events when I'd be attending an event. And we know how important it is to continue your education, go to events, network. That's how you build your business, right, Wyatt?
Right, 100%.
That's
how we met.
Exactly. I would be called up on stage by the promoter or the host and teaching my marketing and showing my marketing tools and all of that. So people were asking me for one-on-one time. So I did my first event, recorded that, created a course in 2021, how to collect 5-figure paychecks, buying and selling houses. And I've created hundreds of courses since.
That's awesome.
And after about 5 years of teaching people, we started our coaching, which I think is important. I think you can't go out and learn this stuff and expect just to do it on your own. You need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. So I think you would agree with that too. Art coach, right?
Yeah, and I always say when people bring that up, like for the people listening, we're not telling you to do anything we're not doing ourselves. We've got coaches. I've got coaches. You've got coaches. Like it's essential to be successful and continue to be successful, I believe.
You can't coach yourself by definition.
Fact.
You can't hold yourself accountable. Okay. You can't get that outside perspective. So my buddy who wanted to sell coaching because everybody wanted to buy it, but I said, well, I don't do that. I don't hold people accountable. I don't track their success. I provide solutions. I provide tools. I provide strategies. That's my wheelhouse, Wyatt. But he said he'll do it. And he did that because he wanted to sell it and he knew how to do it. But about 30 days later, he said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. So, so we brought in his coach, who's amazing. He's still with me today. And we built a coaching program we would take our best students and teach them the coaching process. And then we'd take certified coaches and teach them the real estate. And we had a great program. And then, so that's kind of my background. And now, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, Wyatt, I teach, when you talk about AI, you have to have something to do, something to accomplish, something you want to improve, some type of goal or project that you're working on. Now, if you know how to make money in your business, now you just want to get those things done quicker, easier, and better. And that's what you can do with AI. People don't get that. It's not complicated. It's like, how do I learn this? Well, figure out something you want to do and then figure out how AI can help you. And I've been leading the pack on that, especially in the real estate space. I work with different types of businesses, but that's what I'm excited about.
When all of that first came out, the ChatGPT and stuff like that, I remember you being all about it, and I remember you saying, "Hey, if you're not integrating AI into your business, you're gonna be left behind." And I was like, "Man, that's amazing." When other people were like, "Oh, this is crazy. I don't know if this is gonna be around long term."
Well, you know what amazes me, Wyatt, is we're still in that early phase where a lot of people are still afraid of it. They're overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. So I try and make it really easy. Here's how to get started. In fact, you know what? I got a text from my stepmom this morning. When I told her about what I was doing in AI about a year ago, she said she was totally afraid of it. It was like the devil and all that. And she texted me this morning. She's 78 years old. And she said, you were right. I'm loving this.
That's hilarious.
It brought tears to my eyes.
That's amazing.
I can't wait to call her.
Well, tell us, so we talked about the most important thing as far as a real estate business goes is your marketing, right? That's the backbone. That's what that gets you money.
Well, marketing, it covers so much, but you got to be finding deals. You got to have, so you can go out and find, there's two ways to get deals, and everybody needs more deals. I mean, if you know what to do with a deal, then you want more deals. Everybody wants more deals. So you can go out and find them, which is great. And I have the best strategies for that. Or you can attract them and have them come to you, which is 800% better. So I'm always been lazy. I've always put my sales pitch in print and then give it out to the masses. And it's not a sales pitch. It's I'm a copywriter. So it's a really good, give them a bunch of reasons to call me. And then you just figure out all the cost-effective ways to get that powerful message out to the right people, targeting those right markets. And there's so many moving elements, so you can specialize in any type of niche or any investing strategy. But yeah, the principles of direct response marketing and nurturing and converting and follow-up, it's really salesmanship in print. So what you do one-on-one, try and do that to the masses in different types of media.
Yeah.
So that's what I do and teach people.
I always say everybody should know exactly what you do, whether it's the milkman, the mailman, or the person in the grocery store. They should always know what you can do. So how are you utilizing the AI software to get more deals, or what are you doing with it? Because I'm very curious.
So we can break it down to a lot of the best practice that you would normally do without AI, and then can you do it with AI?
So let's do it.
Every 6 months, I do like a 3-day event where I just teach all the different things you can do, right? And it can be overwhelming, but it is a lot of fun. So you just talked about, telling people who you are. So that's the first thing that you do with your AI. So I like ChatGPT, which is a conversational bot, okay? And I like Claude AI, which is another conversational bot. And then I also like Perplexity AI, which is another conversational bot that I use for research and for browsing the internet, okay? Those are my top 3 tools that I use every day. to really get so much stuff done. And I can tell you what the differences are. But the first thing you want to tell AI when you're having it create stuff or do stuff for you or advise you, you got to tell it who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and why. That's your elevator speech. Yes, that's going to be in all of your marketing, but when you're talking with like a conversational bot and you're giving it information, it's if you give it that context, it's going to get much better output. So like in ChatGPT, they have a function called custom instructions. So you can put your elevator speech in there and it will remember every time you do a new chat and ask it for something, it'll remember who you are. You can turn it on. Yeah. It's called custom instructions. If you have an account, just go down and customize your instructions. And that's some people that are like not getting the type of results they want. That's one way to make it easier. Otherwise, you have to remind it every time. Hey, I'm a real estate investor. I want to get sellers to call me that are interested in selling their house, and I want them. And so you kind of tell it what you want to do. So I create marketing content, postcards, letters, web pages, emails, SMSs. All the messaging is done through AI. But you want to tell it what your outcome is, what your goal is. The more specific you are as saying, this is exactly what I want to accomplish in your conversation, then you'll have a much better output and result.
Right.
And as a copywriter, I'm pretty good at like asking the right questions. So the better you get at asking exactly what you want, the more close you're going to get. So in real estate, what do we need? We need leads. So we can research. I use ChatGPT can surf the internet using Bing. So you can say, find me this type of information on these type of markets or these type of properties or these type of lists. Okay. You can ask that. But I really like Perplexity AI. I just did a workshop on this, on how to use AI search tools to do the market research, to research properties, to come up with comps, to come up with values, come up with rents. Once you have that conversation with an AI, then you can actually say, okay, now that they got all the information of who I'm trying to find, what kind of list I'm trying to build, or what kind of market I'm trying to target, then you can say, go ahead and write me a letter to that list.
Wow.
There's another program I recently did called How to Create a Compelling Lead Magnet with AI. And that's what you really should do in your marketing, is offer free stuff that offers the benefits that your ideal prospect wants, just for free. So don't, and make it really easy for them to raise their hand. Just get people to raise their hand. Now you put them into your process, right? And so on that program, we basically asked AI, what are the wants, needs, and desires of these type of sellers? What are the reasons why they would not call a seller if a seller was reaching out, or an investor that was reaching out to them? And what do you think the biggest thing is? Why would a seller who's interested in selling, and an investor is saying, hey, I'm interested in buying your house, why would they not call the investor, or not be interested?
They don't know the person. They don't trust them.
They don't trust them. They think, what do you think? They think they're going to get a low ball price.
Right.
They don't think it's going to be their best deal. So what you do, and in your marketing message, you handle all those objections before they ever call you. And so what are their objections? I asked AI. It told me. I asked what are all the things that a seller would want, any seller would want when they sell their house. And guess what? 90% of those we can do if we buy their house.
That's amazing.
And then crazy. After I have that conversation, then I say, okay, create me a postcard. Create me a flyer that I can put at everybody's door. Create me a web page.
Wow. That's amazing. That's so crazy. I'm over here, like, if you see me looking down, I'm taking notes. Like, I hope everybody else is, because this is crazy. And you said you do a 6 month, or you do a workshop on this every 6 months. Where's that at?
It's virtual. So
man,
yeah, it's
I need
like,
to be on that.
Yes, you'll be. We definitely have to have you on the next one. So it's like 3 or 4 hours a day for 3 days, and then I do a number of kind of coaching calls prior, kind of bonus calls, and then afterwards we usually do an extra day. But I did the first one in December. It was amazing, and then I did my second one in June, and so right now I'm scheduling my next one for November, maybe December, but I'm hoping to go out of the country and do a mastermind event with my members and stuff in
I love
December.
it.
I'm not sure because of what's going on in November, but I'll probably do the virtual 3-day in November.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'll definitely be a part of it, and I think everybody else who's listening should be a part of it too. So let me ask you this. So we talked about the upfront side of things, like getting the leads and getting people to reach out to you. What about follow-up? Have you figured out a way to integrate it into follow-up systems? Like I've seen ads all the time about like AI software talking to people, and it sounds like a regular conversation, or like even integrating it into like a CRM, so it's going back and forth for you. I know some companies are doing that now. So do you have anything on that?
Yeah, I work with a number of companies. I'm kind of know what's working, what's not. And when a lot of people got excited about having, doing outbound calls or taking calls with AI, and there was the technology, but most of the people that were offering that were really selling the technology and weren't were actually doing deals with it, right? Because what I discovered is that in order to do that, you can do that now, and I have buddies that are doing that now very successfully. And I got, very successful students that have started multi-million dollar companies related to that. You have to, it's a project. You have to train it. You have to monitor it. You got to tweak it, fine tune it. When people get all excited about that, they're sold the package, but they're not sold all the work behind it.
Right.
So what I like to focus in on things that you can accomplish right now. You don't have to wait. And if you're waiting for something, I can usually tell you, okay, here's why you shouldn't wait, and here's what you should do now. And this technology is moving so fast and it's getting so amazing. A lot of people that put information out on what's new in AI, a lot of that is noise because you can't do anything with it. What you need to know is what's been working recently and what people are actually getting results from. So that's what I concentrate on. So yes, I'm going to actually be doing a workshop on how to create a little conversational chatbot for your web page that you can also email people, right? And that it has a back and forth. It's working right now, but most people will not spend the time to get it set up. So what I'm
Right.
going to do is tell them, here's how easy, here's exactly what to do. Don't have to figure it out. I've figured it all out for you. Just follow this checklist. And I already know the best platforms for doing that. So that's like a conversational chat bot. People don't even know that they're talking to AI. It's that good. Now,
Right.
now as far as voice and calls and that talking with AI, that's getting better and better, and it's probably better than I realize right now. But I've been dragging my feet on spending any time studying it until my buddies tell me show me the results that they're actually getting. And I
I
know
like that.
I know it's something that my audience can duplicate.
Right. I like that. I really like how you have other people that are doing it. They're coming alongside you and you're learning from them and saying, hey, just like a mentor, right? Hey, I know my mentor tells me all these other things that are going on that I want to do. Hey, write it in a book, put it on a shelf, look at it later, right? You need to be
Yeah,
focused on this, right?
that
So
yep.
that's amazing, man. That's amazing. So as far as beginners go, because that's who a lot of the people are that are listening to this, I'm sure you take on beginner students as well. What are you having them focus more on? Like, especially if they don't have a whole lot of money, what are we focusing on as far as getting leads, and how can we have AI with that?
I can offer you like a 45-minute, training on, it's called the 7 keys of building a multi-million dollar marketing campaign. I'll give that free to everybody. And I do have a free newsletter, where I release new strategies and tools all the time for free. But I give that out all the time because, yeah, if you're beginning, you need to, number one, get really clear on your investing strategy. So a lot of people already have been taught some investing strategy. Eventually, you want multiple strategies so you can be a transaction engineer and you can convert all the, you might be going after one type of avatar or lead, but you'll get something else. So what do you do with it? You don't know what to do with it. So the
Mhm.
first thing you want to do is have a network so you can flip it on to someone else and make some money on it, right?
Right. Right.
Uh, but but you want to be really flexible. So my wheelhouse is creative financing. Buy with terms, sell with terms. Okay, I love it, and so I help them get clear on their exit. Who are they going to target? Where are they going to target? So the 3 M's of marketing is your message, That's what you're offering. That's what you're putting out to the public. So depending on your investing strategy, it might be fast cash, close quickly. Mine is sell your house as is at a fair price on the date of your choice.
Mm.
Okay. And so I actually have ads that offer all the benefits that a seller would want to get them to raise their hand in a free special report. And it doesn't even mention that we buy.
Wow. That's amazing.
All
Yeah.
right. So get really clear on who you want to be contacting you. Who do you want
Hmm.
to find, or who do you want to make offers on? Okay, so get clear on your market, and then where? Are you going to go virtual nationwide, or are you going to go locally right where you live, or maybe 90 minutes away?
Mm.
So I help a lot of people solve their problems by shifting the geographic area of where they're targeting. I think you should be a big fish in a small pond. You can do a lot of effort, labor to find deals, or you can spend money. But if you concentrate all of that effort into a smaller area, you can dominate markets.
I agree.
And I
100%.
Yes. And people sometimes spread themselves out. So the more specific on who you're targeting, the type of property, and where, that's first thing, right? And then your investing strategy. So what's unique? Why are they going to call you versus anybody else? Sometimes you just got to get the word out, because what I've seen in this business, Wyatt, is you can make a ton of money. You can make millions with crappy marketing.
Yep. Yes, you can.
Imagine what you can do with marketing that doesn't cost you anything more. It's just better, like 5 times better, 10 times better. You can do that just by selecting the right list or changing the message on a letter or a postcard or ad, right? Or, so here's some tips. All of your marketing should look either personal or important, advertorial content. Okay. Don't ever have it make it look like an ad. None of your marketing, it should all look like you on TV, the infomercials where they look like a TV show. That's what I call editorial. Those ads in the newspaper and magazines that look like an article, that's advertorial. Your letters and everything should be your postcards, your direct mail, your flyers. It should either look personal, like you send it to one person, or important or editorial. If you just keep that in mind, you're going to be one step ahead. Then make it just who you are, what you do, why they should respond, what are they going to get, and then make it very easy for them to get a hold of you. Be very clear on telling them what to do.
Yeah.
So a beginner needs to identify what they want to buy, where they want to buy it, and then they can learn with leads coming in.
That's
So
it.
first thing is start your marketing. You'll never know it all. Would you agree, Wyatt, that a lot of people just drag their feet because they don't think they know it all?
Yes, 100%.
And in AI, guess what? You're never going to know it all. We're all learning. So it's like, I don't know anything about AI. Well, none of us do. In fact, I'm one of the leading guys, and I'm learning every single day. And
Excellent.
it is fun. It is fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Richard, we're coming up on time. First of all, before we get off, I host a networking Zoom call every Monday. So I definitely want to talk to you about getting you on there and us doing some type of webinar, or even if it's that 45-minute thing that you were talking about that you give away for free. I would love to be a part of that and do some collaborating together with you. But what kind of advice, and we've already given a ton of advice for newbies, but what is one thing that you wish you would have known when you first got started 30 years back, that would have made you better?
Well, fortunately, 30 years ago, I was in that industry, and that industry is personal growth and development, mental mindset, what I call the inner game of success. 80% of your success is not the tools and the strategies and the knowledge. It's how you think about your goals and your life and yourself and other people. How do you communicate with yourself and others? So communications, the inner game. So I think what's really important is strategic planning. So I teach what's called the 5-step sales process, where you set a goal, you make a plan, you plan your work, you work your plan, and then you get feedback and adjust. You can accomplish anything with that. So people do it backwards. They start working on a plan and they don't have a clear goal.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the goal remove your filters of beliefs and fear and all of that. Ideally, if you had a magic wand, what would you want to do on this date? How would you like it to be perfectly? Then figure out how you're going to do it.
That's the second time this week that I've heard somebody say, if I had a magic wand and I could wave it, what would make you want to either sell or whatever? That's the second time I've heard that. I'm going to have to start using that more.
Real quick, the 5 steps: set a goal, make a plan. That's where you're going to figure out how you're going to do it, right? So don't worry about that until after you set the goal. Then once you have the plan your work. You got to stick those things that have to happen in your plan into your schedule so someone gets it done, right? Then work your plan, take action. Don't think during the week. You just execute all the stuff you decided it's going to get you to your goal. Just work on that stuff, prioritize that. And then you're never on track. You're always going to have some obstacles, potholes, roadblocks. So just measure, keep track, and don't fall asleep.
I love it. I love it. Well, Richard, man, I really appreciate you coming on. This has been an awesome conversation. There's so much more that we can talk about, but man, we'll probably do this again sometime. So thank you so much. How can people get a hold of you, to talk to you, to book a call with you? Where can they go to talk to you?
I think you should grab my free stuff. Go to profitpro.ai. Profitpro.ai. That right now redirects to my member portal where I have all my programs and events and stuff. But I have a free newsletter. Get on the newsletter. I'll be inviting you to free trainings. I'll be sending you free tutorials on tools and the latest updates and stuff like that. So get on my newsletter and just let me know about the podcast. Ask for the $1 million marketing campaign. I call it 7 Keys. The 7 Keys. Ask for the 7 Keys. In fact, if you actually go into Navigate, there's a catalog. I think it's in there and it's for free. So go find the 7 Keys to a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign at profitpro.ai. And I'm really big on Facebook. My Facebook group is group.profitpro.ai. So if you go to group.profitpro.ai, that'll take you to my Facebook group. It is private, but I'll let you.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much again for being a part of it. And look forward to doing some more stuff with you in the future for sure.
Yeah, Wyatt, I really appreciate it. This is what I do. I love this, so I'll be happy to support your folks.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for listening. If you heard something you liked, man, I would really appreciate it if you liked, shared, comment, reviewed, whatever you can do on whatever platform that you're listening to. And if you heard something you're like, man, I'd really like to get into that, or think I may do good in real estate, or I just have questions about real estate, just go to ascendyoursuccess.com, fill out an application. We can have a quick phone call. I go through every application, and I personally call you myself. Whether you're in or you're out, I'll see you on the next one.